Right, so here we are. The 14th of May, or March. 14th of March. I've gone totally through April already. No, 14th of March. Day 29 of the Lent Bible reading schedule. And I was on time tonight, except I had a little problem with the audio again. So I hope that it's tolerable tonight. And there it is, live. And now I'm on and ready to go. Just kind of waiting for someone else to get here. Anyone? No, I don't. There we go. That's the new one. Okay, there it is. There's the new one, okay. Now share it. I'm just going to share it and post it, and then we'll come back. Okay, now we're back. Shared it, liked it, posted it. Now we're good to go. Okay. I got 3 listening. Wow. I better get a picture up there somewhere. Alright, let me get a... I like the other one better. Although, hold on a second. Yeah, that one's still messed up on that side. I'll use that one. There we go. Okay, I hope that you can hear me alright. Can you hear me alright, Dick? I hope so. Like and share. I was kind of waiting for you to get here. I'm doing great. I had a wonderful day today. Couldn't believe how nice it was. More spring-like every day. Got to see a lot of wildlife outside there. Took a little drive to Wyndham and had a little lunch there in the big city of Wyndham. And I got to see a family of deer that were by the river. Don't know what river that is, but they were sitting right there on the other side of the river, looking at me, looking at them, and they thought, I don't know what they were thinking exactly, but I'm sure they probably thought I had some food or something. Wyndham is 5,000, like just around 5,000 residents. And that's a big town where I'm coming from, which is 369 on a good day. I looked at the report for the water usage when I paid my bill this last time. There's only 220 connections for water that are active. And I'm one of them. And I'm probably one of the few that are paying for the water. So that tells you the situation I'm in here. But like I said, with the natural gas bill, finally got that worked out. So that's good for a whole year. That's good news. And I'll probably get to renew it as that gets closer to the next year. But tonight's reading is Luke chapters 22 through 24, and it is the end of the book of Luke. So we're going to go right on into the Gospel of John tomorrow night. So I'm glad that my audio is working good. I can hear myself talking. Hopefully you don't hear it without too much of a delay. I don't know why that turned off the chat there. There it is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get it going. I got the tablet on so I can monitor what's going on there. Let's go ahead and get started. And let me get that loaded up. Okay, now I don't know if it's going to go in behind that. I may have to take this picture down and just go ahead and put that up there. Yeah, let me go ahead and remove that picture there, and then I'll get the video started. Okay, now you can still hear me, so now we'll get the video started. Okay, add files. Now, were you able to listen to the four songs I did after the show last night? Four or five, I can't remember what I did now. There it is. Alright, here we go. I'll mute my mic when we get started here.
wish I had a kitchen with a big wooden table and a bay window looking out over the back 40 acres. I wish I had a back 40 acres full of flowers and cucumbers and a path through the woods down the hill to the river. And I'll meet you there. We'll throw stones in the water. We'll throw stones in the water. Throw stones in the water. Calling on the spirits, the lost and forgotten, come sit around my table. We'll feast from the garden, tell stories of madness. Stories of crazy and lost inhibitions and adventures to the tops of the highest of mountains and down to the valleys, down and up again. And I'll meet you there. We'll throw stones in the water. Throw stones in the water. Throw stones in the water. Dear sweet friend, how have you been? I've been around the world and back again. Did you ever get my letters? If you didn't, that's okay. I mostly wrote them down for myself anyway. I wish I had a fire with a circle full of family, your arms around my middle, so strong to hold me. Laughter and song, moonlight and stories. I'd throw words in the fire and give them to cinder. All my fears and desires, cumbersome hindrance. Life in the sun, life in the shadows. And I'll meet you there. We'll throw stones in the water. We'll throw stones in the water. We'll throw stones in the water. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there.
Well, I wanna write you a story, but I ain't got one to tell. One that's laden with hooks like you're reading a book, and it gets itself stuck in your head. All I've got is this guitar and a heart that's been broken in two. A few little songs, hope you'll all sing along and have a drink or two. As the band it plays and that music keeps calling out my name. Well, the world, it keeps on changing, but me, I stay the same. At least that's what I tell myself, so I've got somebody to blame. It's time to look in the mirror to the things we cannot see. If this world's gonna get any better, then it has to start with me. And the band, it plays. Yeah, that music keeps calling out names. Who we are and who we're becoming is all about change. I know these stories won't leave us the same. Well, we've all been caught up in the madness. We've all got stories to tell, 'cause we've all seen glimpses of heaven and walked through pieces of hell. But we're all still left here standing, and we won't be afraid, 'cause we're all in this together. I know these stories won't leave us the same.
Luke 22.
Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover. And the chief priests and scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. Then entered Satan into Judas, surnamed Iscariot, being of the number of the 12. And he went his way, and communed with the chief priests and captains, how he might betray him unto them. And they were glad, and covenanted to give him money. And he promised, and sought opportunity to betray him unto them in the absence of the multitude. Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare us the Passover, that we may eat. And they said unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare? And he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth in. And ye shall say unto the goodman of the house, The master saith unto thee, Where is the guest chamber, where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And he shall show you a large upper room furnished. There make ready. And they went, and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 apostles with him. And he said unto them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof, until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of God. And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and said, Take this, and divide it among yourselves. For I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine, until the kingdom of God shall come. And he took bread, and gave thanks, and brake it, and gave unto them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table. And truly the Son of Man goeth, as it was determined, but woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed. And they began to inquire among themselves which of them it was that should do this thing. And there was also a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest. And he said unto them, The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be so, but he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief, as he that doth serve. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth? Is not he that sitteth at meat? But I am among you as he that serveth. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. And he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee, both into prison and to death. And he said, I tell thee, Peter, the cock shall not crow this day before that thou shalt thrice deny that thou knowest me. And he said unto them, When I sent you without purse and scrip and shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, Nothing. Then said he unto them, But now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. For I say unto you, that this that is written must yet be accomplished in me. And he was reckoned among the transgressors, for the things concerning me have an end. And they said, Lord, behold, here are 2 swords. And he said unto them, It is enough. And he came out and went as he was wont, to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, Pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. And when he rose up from prayer and was come to his disciples, he found them sleeping for sorrow, and said unto them, Why sleep ye? Rise and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. And while he yet spake, behold, a multitude, and he that was called Judas, one of the 12, went before them, and drew near unto Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said unto him, Judas, betrayest thou the Son of Man with a kiss? When they which were about him saw what would follow, they said unto him, Lord, shall we smite with the sword? And one of them smote the servant of the high priest, and cut off his right ear. And Jesus answered and said, Suffer ye thus far. And he touched his ear, and healed him. Then Jesus said unto the chief priests and captains of the temple, and the elders which were come to him, Be ye come out, as against the thief, with swords and staves? When I was daily with you in the temple, ye stretched forth no hands against me, but this is your hour, and the power of darkness. Then they took him, and led him, and brought him into the high priest's house, and Peter followed afar off. And when they had kindled a fire in the midst of the hall, and were set down together, Peter sat down among them. But a certain maid beheld him as he sat by the fire, and earnestly looked upon him, and said, This man was also with him. And he denied him, saying, Woman, I know him not. And after a little while another saw him, and said, Thou art also of them. And Peter said, Man, I am not. And about the space of 1 hour after, another confidently affirmed, saying, Of a truth this fellow also was with him, for he is a Galilean. And Peter said, Man, I know not what thou sayest. And immediately, while he yet spake, the cock crew. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter, and Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And Peter went out and wept bitterly. And the men that held Jesus mocked him and smote him. And when they had blindfolded him, they struck him on the face, and asked him, saying, Prophesy, who is it that smote thee? And many other things blasphemously spake they against him. And as soon as it was day, the elders of the people and the chief priests and the scribes came together, and led him into their council, saying, Art thou the Christ? Tell us. And he said unto them, If I tell you, ye will not believe. And if I also ask you, ye will not answer me, nor let me go. Hereafter shall the Son of Man sit on the right hand of the power of God. Then said they all, Art thou then the Son of God? And he said unto them, Ye say that I am. And they said, What need we any further witness? For we ourselves have heard of his own mouth.
Luke 23.
And the whole multitude of them arose and led him unto Pilate. And they began to accuse him, saying, We found this fellow perverting the nation, and forbidding to give tribute to Caesar, saying that he himself is Christ, a king. And Pilate asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And he answered him and said, Thou sayest it. Then said Pilate to the chief priests and to the people, I find no fault in this man. And they were the more fierce, saying, He stirreth up the people, teaching throughout all Jewry, beginning from Galilee to this place. When Pilate heard of Galilee, he asked whether the man were a Galilean. And as soon as he knew that he belonged unto Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him to Herod, who himself also was at Jerusalem at that time. And when Herod saw Jesus, he was exceeding glad, for he was desirous to see him of a long season, because he had heard many things of him, and he hoped to have seen some miracle done by him. Then he questioned with him in many words, but he answered him nothing. And the chief priests and scribes stood and vehemently accused him. And Herod with his men of war set him at naught, and mocked him, and arrayed him in a gorgeous robe, and sent him again to Pilate. And the same day Pilate and Herod were made friends together, for before they were at enmity between themselves. And Pilate, when he had called together the chief priests and the rulers and the people, said unto them, Ye have brought this man unto me as one that perverteth the people. And behold, I, having examined him before you, have found no fault in this man touching those things whereof ye accuse him. No, nor yet Herod. For I sent you to him, and lo, nothing worthy of death is done unto him. I will therefore chastise him, and release him. For of necessity he must release one unto them at the feast. And they cried out all at once, saying, Away with this man, and release unto us Barabbas, who for a certain sedition made in the city and for murder was cast into prison. Pilate therefore, willing to release Jesus, spake again to them, but they cried, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. And he said unto them the third time, Why? What evil hath he done? I have found no cause of death in him. I will therefore chastise him, and let him go. And they were instant with loud voices, requiring that he might be crucified. And the voices of them and of the chief priests prevailed. And Pilate gave sentence that it should be as they required. And he released unto them him that for sedition and murder was cast into prison, whom they had desired. But he delivered Jesus to their will. And as they led him away, they laid hold upon one Simon, a Cyrenian, coming out of the country, and on him they laid the cross, that he might bear it after Jesus. And there followed him a great company of people and of women, which also bewailed and lamented him. But Jesus, turning unto them, said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming, in which they shall say, Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bare, and the paps which never gave suck. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, Cover us. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? And there were also two other, malefactors, led with him to be put to death. And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there they crucified him and the malefactors, one on the right hand and the other on the left. Then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots. And the people stood beholding, and the rulers also with them derided him, saying, He saved others, let him save himself, if he be Christ the chosen of God. And the soldiers also mocked him, coming to him and offering him vinegar, and saying, If thou be the king of the Jews, save thyself. And a superscription also was written over him in letters of Greek and Latin and Hebrew, This is the King of the Jews. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be Christ, save thyself and us. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Dost not thou fear God, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, but this man hath done nothing amiss. And he said unto Jesus, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, Today shalt thou be with me in paradise. And it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst. And when Jesus had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. And having said thus, he gave up the ghost. Now when the centurion saw what was done, he glorified God, saying, Certainly this was a righteous man. And all the people that came together to that sight, beholding the things which were done, smote their breasts and returned. And all his acquaintance and the women that followed him from Galilee stood afar off, beholding these things. And behold, there was a man named Joseph, a counselor, and he was a good man and a just. The same had not consented to the counsel and deed of them. He was of Arimathea, a city of the Jews, who also himself waited for the kingdom of God. This man went unto Pilate and begged the body of Jesus. And he took it down and wrapped it in linen, and laid it in a sepulchre that was hewn in stone, wherein never man before was laid. And that day was the preparation, and the Sabbath drew on. And the women also which came with him from Galilee followed after, and beheld the sepulchre, and how his body was laid. And they returned and prepared spices and ointments, and rested the Sabbath day according to the commandment.
Luke 24.
Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. And they entered in, and found not the body of the Lord Jesus. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereabout, behold, 2 men stood by them in shining garments. And as they were afraid, and bowed down their faces to the earth, they said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spake unto you when he was yet in Galilee, saying, The Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men, and be crucified, and the 3rd day rise again. And they remembered his words, and returned from the sepulchre, and told all these things unto the 11, and to all the rest. It was Mary Magdalene, and Joanna, and Mary the mother of James, and other women that were with them, which told these things unto the apostles. And their words seemed to them as idle tales, and they believed them not. Then arose Peter, and ran unto the sepulchre, and stooping down, he beheld the linen clothes laid by themselves, and departed, wondering in himself at that which was come to pass. And behold, 2 of them went that same day to a village called Emmaus, which was from Jerusalem about 60 furlongs, and they talked together of all these things which had happened. And it came to pass that, while they communed together and reasoned, Jesus himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holden that they should not know him. And he said unto them, What manner of communications are these that ye have one to another as ye walk and are sad? And the one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answering said unto him, Art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem, and hast not known the things which are come to pass there in these days? And he said unto them, What things? And they said unto him, Concerning Jesus of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, and how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death, and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. And beside all this, today is the 3rd day since these things were done. Yea, And certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. And when they found not his body, they came, saying that they had also seen a vision of angels, which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre, and found it even so as the women had said, but him they saw not. Then he said unto them, O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken, ought not Christ to have suffered these things, and to enter into his glory? And beginning at Moses and all the prophets, he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. And they drew nigh unto the village whither they went, and he made as though he would have gone further. But they constrained him, saying, Abide with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is far spent. And he went in to tarry with them. And it came to pass, as he sat at meat with them, he took bread, and blessed it, and brake, and gave to them. And their eyes were opened, and they knew him, and he vanished out of their sight. And they said one to another, Did not our heart burn within us while he talked with us by the way, and while he opened to us the Scriptures? And they rose up the same hour, and returned to Jerusalem, and found the 11 gathered together, and them that were with them, saying, The Lord is risen indeed, and hath appeared to Simon. And they told what things were done in the way, and how he was known of them in breaking of bread. And as they thus spake, Jesus himself stood in the midst of them, and saith unto them, Peace be unto you. But they were terrified and affrighted, and supposed that they had seen a spirit. And he said unto them, Why are ye troubled, and why do thoughts arise in your hearts? Behold my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and bones, as ye see me have. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet. And while they yet believed not for joy, and wondered, he said unto them, Have ye here any meat? And they gave him a piece of a broiled fish, and of an honeycomb. And he took it, and did eat before them. And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding, that they might understand the Scriptures, and said unto them, Thus it is written, and thus it behooved Christ to suffer, and to rise from the dead the third day, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in his name among all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. And ye are witnesses of these things. And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you. But tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem, until ye be endued with power from on high. And he led them out as far as to Bethany, and he lifted up his hands, and blessed them. And it came to pass, while he blessed them, he was parted from them, and carried up into heaven. And they worshipped him, and returned to Jerusalem with great joy, and were continually in the temple, praising and blessing God. Amen.
The universe is calling you. The universe is calling me. It speaks both day and night. It's full of dark and light. And I've heard others call from light years away. instantly clear. Planets spin, grids in place. We can travel through space, fields and forms, math and voids. It all sings with one voice. It's boundaries set, foundations laid. Sound was heard, matter made. Solar systems from afar. Names and numbers for the stars, and I've heard others call from light years away, and they're real and they're here. Space and time are instantly clear. Planets spin, grids in place. We can travel through space. It's the Lord's.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, now you can hear me. I got the right one. I can turn that one off probably. Alright, now you can hear me. Yep. Alright. So yeah, Stephen Hawking passed away. Another great mind in science and astronomy and physics and whatever else he was involved in. Many different things. But of course, pray for his family and whoever is missing him. I remember when Carl Sagan died. I don't know if they're the same caliber of minds, but he was another great mind. They both contributed a lot to science that we never knew things before. I don't know that, like I said, I don't know if you can compare the two on the same plane necessarily. Each one had their own specialty. But with Stephen Hawking, he discovered a lot of things. One of the things he discovered, whether you agree, again, scientists, even the people that we know today on a personal level, we don't have to agree with everything that anyone says. But we do have to respect and, do what we can to understand what is being taught and trying to be conveyed. Because obviously they are somewhat on a different plane, a different level than we are as far as where their thinking ability is. And so we're trying to catch up to what they're teaching. So we're not going to understand everything. Kind of like what happened with Jesus there, with the 12, and with the people that he was teaching. Not everybody got it. Even today. Not everybody gets it. It doesn't mean that necessarily anyone's wrong. It just means we don't quite understand 100% what someone is saying. And that's where we get to learn. Okay? So as many times as I've read through the New Testament, I still learn things. I still pick up on new things. And I hope that that's true for everyone that reads the New Testament each and every time that you read it, or any book of the Bible. But going back to the great minds of science like Stephen Hawking, he made the thought that there is no limitations to the universe. It's infinite. Yeah, you read about that. Dick said hardly anybody gets it. But what I like about my friend Mark D'Antonio, the one that put these pictures together for this ending video, what I liked about him is that when I asked him a question, he didn't treat me as though he was smarter than me, or I was stupid, or anything like that. He treated me as someone who was asking an honest question. And I've asked a couple of them that even he thought that they were kind of interesting to ask. And so he answered them to the best of how I would understand them. So I like to think of Mark, and I don't know if Stephen Hawking was quite this way. He might have been on a totally different plane as far as being able to explain things to people. But Mark has a way of being able to be down to earth, so to speak, and explain things on a level playing field, which, if you listen to his things when he does his show on Sunday night, that's how he actually explains it in the short hour that he has. But if you actually spend more time talking with him like I have, you actually get to know a little bit more about who Mark is and how Mark explains things, and he really makes it easy to understand some of this stuff. And I would like to think that's how Stephen Hawking was on his inner circle of friends. I'm sure he wasn't necessarily that way with everyone, but if we were able to just grasp one thing that any of these great minds can share with us, and that is that the universe is a big place. There's a lot of it we don't know. And let's grasp what we can understand and what we can know and run with it and go forward with it and tell the world what we do know and share the good stuff with what we do know. This stuff about protesting. I got a funny story about the bank. I went into the bank yesterday now. But I go into the bank and talk to one of the owner guys, and I said, "Man, did you see all them protesters out there?" And he looked at me and said, "Protesters? What are you talking about?" Of course, now, realizing, if anybody knows where I live at, I live in a small town of 369 people. And of course, the owner of the bank was thinking, protesters? There ain't no protesters here. Right. Of course, I was talking about all the protesters in the city and different big cities around. All your schools and everything, they just had to take a day off. I don't know, they get a whole spring break, and yet they get more days off to go protest. I don't understand it. But this protesting stuff just is not the way to go. This isn't what I'm talking about, learning from each other. And the kids are so, I think most of the kids are brainwashed, and they're thinking that any kind of thing they can speak up against and get out of class for, they're going to do it. I'm not saying that they don't have a right or they don't have a voice or they don't have the opportunity, but there is a time and place for it. And to leave school just to go protest, which actually wasn't really a protest, it should have been stated as a demonstration, not a protest. They don't even know what they're talking about most of the time. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I can't read all it. It's a little hard to read all that. But good thing now, the wonderful thing about this YouTube now, they actually make this chat available after the show is done. So you can type anything up here, okay? And what you're typing up here is going to be available on the replay. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're okay with sharing the information that you are sharing. Yeah. But what I'm talking about when I say we need to express ourselves and share what we know, I'm not saying go out and cause anybody harm or go out and do a demonstration or go out and cause a protest or go out and do this or that. Or I'm saying if you have information to share with people, share what you know. You know, like music, for instance. Actually, if you want, I can share those 4 songs that I shared yesterday. If you wanted to wait 20 minutes or so to listen through them, I will put them up. I'm going to get that out of there so it don't start playing again. Okay, now I can get the songs loaded. Okay, now, where did I put them at? Oh, I remember what I called it finally, okay. I called it the Pony Rug Collection. Now, where's it at, though? There it is. Alright, got it. Here it goes. Tell me what you think of this collection. And you can keep typing if you want to type stuff. If you want to listen for the songs here, that'd be great. Here we go.
Wish I had a kitchen with a big wooden table and a bay window looking out over the back 40 acres. I wish I had a back 40 acres full of flowers and cucumbers and a path through the woods down the hill to the river. You there, with those stones in the water, with those stones in the water, those stones in the water. Calling on the spirits lost and forgotten, come sit around my table, a feast from the garden, tell stories of madness, stories of crazy and lost inhibitions and adventures to the tops of the highest of mountains and down to the valleys, down and up again, and I'll meet you there. Wish I had a fire with a circle full of family, your arms around my middle, so strong to hold me, laughter and song, moonlight and stories. I'd throw words in the fire and give them to cinder all my fears and desires, cumbersome hindrance, life in the sun, life in the shadows.
Till its end. Lay down your sail over and over again, and I was in the midst of it. Who you question your intentions with, but I was only part of it. Through your idling in the circumvent. Frozen is the lake, and my legs shake with autumn in the ground. I hear the sound of a train that's moving northward bound, while the birds are bathing in the south, and I was standing in the light of an envy green reflected on the night. Different town, different man, train horn blowing at 2 a.m. This is the same America, but I don't recognize a thing. Tired story, tired fear, I want it all within the year. This is the same America, we're all wishing on a dream, but so many fell asleep. Old like grandpa, old like loss. Go on now, give fate a toss. You're living in America, you can't count on anything. Empty promise, empty bowls. We got good ideas, can't patch the holes, but we're living in America. We're all counting on this thing. Trash like linen, like lemonade, bound as we are to fade away. I'm living in America and I don't count on anything. Hope for sunrise, hope for change, while America goes up in flames. The screens, the money rob us clean, a cheap shot hit right to the knees. America, you're a sight to see. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, say, can you see? I can't count on you, but you've been left to me.
Since you've gone and left this dusty old town, I've been filling up my lonely nights, drinking it all down. I
got one to tell, one that's laden with hooks like you read in a book, and it gets itself stuck in your head. All I've got is this guitar and a heart that's been broken into a few little songs. Hope you'll all sing along and have a drink or two as the band it plays, and that music keeps calling out my name. Who we are and who we're becoming is all about change. I know these stories won't leave us the same. Well, the world, it keeps on changing, but me, I stay the same. At least that's what I tell myself, so I've got somebody to blame. It's time to look in the mirror to the things we cannot see. If this world's gonna get any better, then it has to start with me. And the band it plays, yeah, that music keeps calling out my names. Who we are and who we're becoming is all about change. I know these stories won't leave us the same. Well, we've all been caught up in the madness. We've all got stories to tell, 'cause we've all seen glimpses of heaven and walked through pieces of hell. But we're all still left here standing, and we won't be afraid, 'cause we're all in this together. I know these stories won't leave us the same.
All right, that was right on time there. All right, so I think that's about all I got for tonight. And thank you for sharing the book of Luke. And so far, we went reading schedule, which now we got the Gospel of John starting. Well, now it's tonight. 12 hours or so, yeah. Yeah, so, just remember, whatever we can do, let's try to leave a positive impression on people. We got too much negative in this world, and it just makes a lot better sense to leave a positive impression. And I think that could be just one thing that somebody can learn from my little lessons here, to have a positive outlook. You know, this is just a little YouTube stream, but hopefully it'll live past this stream and people will watch it later and maybe agree with what the reading's about or agree with what we're talking about. I don't know, but let's just each one of us just try to, you know, share a little positivity. And no, I'm not talking about positive thinking. Come on now. No, I'm talking about actually putting forth the effort to bring some good to everyone that's close to you. You know, even if it's a smile or Bible reading, whatever it is. Hopefully, we can share some goodness with people. And today's fruit of the day is kindness for Thursday. Alright, so look that up. Tell me what it means. Alright, not right now, but next time. Alright, everybody have a great night. We're going to get some rest. Enjoy this nice spring weather we got going on next couple of days. Hopefully no snow. And hopefully no rain for a little bit. Let's enjoy the sunshine. I'm enjoying all the nature and wildlife that is coming to life out here. Amazing how many birds are all of a sudden here. Never seen that many birds. I've seen some birds and stuff in the city there, but nothing like out here in the cornfields. There's a lot more animals out here. But anyway, it's fun to explore and get to see some of this stuff. But alright, I'm out of here. Everybody have a great day. Get some rest. We'll see you in the morning. I'll try to be around 9 o'clock, a little bit sooner. I had to reinstall Mixler today, like 3 times. I finally got it done right. Hopefully it'll work for me in the morning. Alright, so we'll catch you later, and sleep well and get some rest. And think about how you're going to make someone's day brighter tomorrow. How you're going to make someone's day bright. And that's what we need to think about. Alright. Talk to you later. Now I'm just rambling, right? Alright, have a good night. Bye-bye. See you next time.